How's everybody there? See who's online real quick.
What's up?
What's up, Daniel Bacada? Welcome back to the stream. How you be? How you be? You are now
The
entering
sky.
Meme City. Technically, space.
Stream
Well,
element spot running. Emoji
technically-
robot face.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, okay. Technically, up is a theoretical opinion swayed only off the concept of gravity. Because up, the technical term would be everything is up above us.
I have the same high R.
You have the same hair, dude? Oh, fucking sweet. Fucking sweet, dude. Dude, honestly, okay. We were looking at some of my other pictures back in the day, some of my old hairstyles and shit. Bro, alright, dudes. I gotta find a picture and post to my Discord. Maybe I'll post it as like a meme for like one of my old pictures or something.
Gravity
We'll put
was
it as like a
created
thumbnail.
by the government and the earth is flat.
Alright, see, I feel concept swayed. Yes. You know what I mean? Yeah, I had really long hair, dudes. Like, down right here. All the time, I'm like, it's good, bro. Like I'm
We
doing
got a
crazy
flat earther
skateboarding
block.
shit. We got a flat
Full
earther, boys.
haircut doth.
Oh yeah, A-Rap
B.
boy. Hey, honestly, okay. So this is my opinion. Without experiencing anything, nothing's real. So, without self-experience and understanding, can't take concept from a story. Can't literally take concept between books. It's not, you didn't like live it. You know what I mean? So, like with that perspective, we would have to experience space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For us to really know. That's just my personal opinion. Not conspiracy, I gotta say that because YouTube.
Neutro.
So without that experience,
PLM
technically
scrims Discord
everything could be
URL.
wrong and right. With that being said, that would be nice if we had space. But if not, there's other principles and theories based actually on flat earth principles, meeting with Fermi's principled paradox. Endless universes. There's trillion universes, like the physical matter. Think about
One
a
drop
graph
any
sheet,
gun, one
and
drop
every
full
dot
wood,
where
brick
the
metal,
cross is,
one dropple
that's
rounds,
another universe.
two
But think
dropple
of an
guns,
infinite
two
graph
run
sheet.
from enemy
That's
two,
Fermi's principle.
three drop
Basically
all
speaks
mess,
that the fact that I'm saying
five
this
drop entire
using my
L.
hands. There's different universes and dimensions stating the same exact thing. Maybe moving their fingers in the opposite pattern than I am, or not moving them at all, having their hand closed, maybe not having the hand, and then at the same exact time stating minor substitution with words. And then on top of that, within just that, there's also based free will. So if I'm understanding this, knowing other universes are understanding this, that I am associated with, if this theory is correct, then technically, if you're aware of that, you either understand everything, like how I similarly do, which would make sense, and or Fermi's principles would state you wouldn't be able to open up that fabrication. It would be like opening up Pandora's box, and you'd be stuck in a loophole. Technically, that could be true. But then again, experience. We're not allowed to go to Antarctica. If you would put a flat geographic map, and certain things, you know, there is a couple people that have taken like 150-mile straight image pictures from like one city to another, and it's all flat. It's supposed to not be possible. So there is a bunch of things that go a hand back and forth for both conspiracies, as I would not label them a conspiracy.
PLM
An
Scrims
open
Discord URL.
theory, because we need to, you know,
What is
obviously
life?
talk about this stuff. I feel like life is the construction form of bearing open will out of loneliness, and then this sought to want to not be lonely or solemn
Follow my Twitch
or cold
URL stream every morning.
or make any of those meanings of something
We don't
meaningful.
even know if the earth is flat or round.
Life is the experience for all
I
of
feel
that.
like PLMS on the FBI watch list.
I probably am, honestly. I wouldn't doubt it. The shit I say, dude, there's a reason. Certain shit, it's like, come on, bro, really? I'm not viral yet. Some of the shit I say, somebody hasn't just been like, hey, put it on TikTok, and it has
Just
just
got
fucking
Jump
blew
Force.
up. Like,
Be
that
playing on
happens to
YT
people.
soon.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I've gotten shadow banned on a lot of places. There's a lot of weird shit we've all experienced. I could see the possibility. But yeah, my personal opinion is through meditation and other things. That's the only way we can experience a understanding where we
FBI
all
open
can
up.
experience something that's proven. So theoretically, if we all go in that direction, or just take time for that,
One drop any gun,
not necessarily
one drop
just
full
meditation,
wood,
but
brick
forms
metal,
for
one dropple
helping
rounds,
spirit.
2 dropple guns, 2 run from enemy 2. 3 drop all mats.
those things ultimately,
5 drop and skipping the
if
rest.
that is
Get
principally
him,
like,
he knows too much.
let's
Go,
just
go,
say
go.
2 of A. Checkmate result.
PLM Scrims Discord
Obviously,
URL.
then I would never be aware. We're not going to know strategy. For the people that would like to label that strategy, would be labeled conspiracy theories. Crazy. Like in a game of chess. That's how this world's played out. It really is. But the end result of this game of chess is just because we're the bot and we don't have as much leverage as them, and they've took down our biggest players, we still have the pawns that guide everything forward. We can still win. Like in chess. I'll leave that with that. I'm supposed to be having a homie hop on.
We're living in a simulation, program me wrong.
See, I feel like that is the most, in my personal opinion, that's what I kind of go up with. But I'm a spiritualistic at the same time, so the way of my thinking is that there's not like a lot of people that would be like, oh, this is what this is called. These guys are blah, blah, blah. You know how they say fucking everything. There's means for everything. You guys know. So, in perspective, my belief is these guys are blah, blah, blah. You know how they say fucking everything. There's means for everything. You guys know. So, oh God, I just scared myself. Maybe had some like flashbacks. I'm like, oh, the universe is repeating. What? Oh, that's my stream.
Follow my Twitch.
I haven't even
URL
drank
stream
yet.
every
Taking
morning.
a sip. 1 second, boys.
PLMS not even real.
What you guys see isn't me. This is just something that is allowing me to have this experience like a video game. But it's a personal experience that grows with the experience.
PLM
That's what I feel like our
Scrims
bodies
Discord
are.
URL.
Which is like our temple. You don't want to ruin your temple.
The Earth is spherical. End of discussion.
So, with anything being prospectively designed, we've taken things from our brain and made it in reality, which proves a good couple things. Well, same with spirituality, it's the same concept. There are monks that can do crazy shit. We are now proving all these basic
I feel
fundamentals
like we're
through
all
like
in
the
a
Mayans and all
simulation
these
living in
things
different
where
worlds that only
we've
we can
seen
acknowledge.
advanced mechanics
One
being
drop
used
any
with
gun, one
simplistic
drop
stuff.
full wood, brick metal, 1 dropple
So,
rounds, 2 dropple guns, 2
In
run
theory,
from enemy 2,
for those
3 drop all
who've
mats.
understood certain
5
things
drop entire
and
L.
haven't questioned that very specific thing. that maybe some of you have. Maybe you guys don't have that feeling. Some people have this very specific awareness. Having this specific awareness allows you to get to like a percentage of the understanding through I have gained, like through meditation and other experiences, like hardcore meditation. Like I'm talking about, I still practice meditation today. I started when I was like 14, dude, when I was in martial arts. It's a long time, meditation. I've achieved a lot for myself through that. I'm not saying I'm a superhero because we're all individually designed that way. So if we're designed with that God particled belief system, we'll say, ideologically, we are proof valid program. Meaning, if we are proof validated program, we're organic programming, yes. We have material programming, which is another version of programming. Now, within this game, constructively, they have digital programming. So there's different layers of dimension right there. So if we could perspectify those things together and
emoji wink, emoji happy
understand
tears,
the Baird
emoji
principle
happy
between
tears,
that,
emoji happy tears.
then that would prove the simulation theory. I swear it would.
PLM scrims
But
Discord
with the way
URL.
everything is, we've had opportunities for cures in the world and all this other shit, and there's no money in a cure. It's like the same thing with true knowledge. Unless people take control and we rise, or we just something crazy happens where we can have control, maybe aliens are real too. That's when the simulation theory, prospectively, it's like this. Think about when you're playing.
Follow my Twitch.
For those that have
URL
ever played
stream every
Assassin's
morning.
Creed Black Flag, or let's just say a Sandlot game, like Minecraft. Well, you can look at the map and you can see the map, like how we can the world. We can look at a map the same way, okay? Now,
Alien
really listen to this and think about this. I believe in some very hardcore shit, like hardcore stuff. But so if we can look at a map,
one drop any gun,
and in a
one
game
drop
you can look at a
full
map,
brick metal,
and
one
we can see the
rounds,
surroundings
two guns,
super
two
greater than
run
the
from
distance
enemy
visually
two,
we are aware of,
3 drop all mats,
like in a video game.
5 drop entire L.
Who is to say that people aren't experiencing different realities within that barrier point which they can't see their visual grasp? Now there's this theory of shared reality,
the moon landing was
which is like the Matrix. Shared reality is
staged.
Basically what we're talking about. Stage reality is a fixation
Just
that
got
people
Jump Force. Be playing on YT
that
soon.
back in the day would talk about anything like that were like literally they were in psych wards because people just don't
I have these
understand these concepts except like
time.
scholars back in this time. So there was a lot of disbelief for a lot of these principles, which why these things didn't go further, like especially with Einstein's era. There was people who believed these things and did try to prove it. They weren't famous.
PLM
They didn't have credibility.
URL.
And then it goes to show you money scenarios and other factors.
We may be in a video game in the future being controlled by future people or beings, possibly even future us.
Alright, you guys want to have your mind blown? You guys want to hear my full... I'll say it really quick. Okay, you know what? Oh god, I'm having anxiety getting ready to tell you guys. I don't know if you guys need to know this shit. Now, what I'm about ready to say, if the government's watching, they're watching because what I'm about ready to say. If I go missing, something happens. Yeah. I'm a fighter. That's all I gotta say, and I got a lot of energy aligned shit with me. So, energy aligned. I'm not talking about guns or anything crazy. You know, I can protect myself, yeah, but there's certain principles in the universe that won't allow things when you could to a very specific understanding. And it sends you in a Hermes principle paradox. So that can be counterintuitively wrong. My belief, when the Big Bang happened, it was created because of how I was discussing earlier. The Baird entity, you could call it God, you could call it the Matrix creator, the video game creator, felt so solemn, so alone, that basically almost this had a human intellect moment. And that consciousness made the universe. Now, consciousness is always growing. Now, our brain is literally a or I don't want to be wrong on shit, sorry.
PLM
Neurogenically,
Discord URL.
our brain connectivity is basically exactly the way the universe works. It's ever expanding. There's no limit to our brain. We are gradually taking increments, almost as we send a probe out into space. So as far as we have that probe, the far our concept of reality expands. Prospectively, we see images and stuff through Hubble, all these other crazy space telescopes that are in space, mind you. Infrared, IFV, and all this shit. A lot of them are repixelated.
One drop any gun, one drop
Pictures,
full
they're not
live,
really
brick
what they
metal,
see.
one dropal rounds, two dropal
So,
guns, two run from
My belief
enemy
is that
two.
happened, and then everything
Three
just
drop all
happened.
mats.
It just became the beat.
5 drop entire
You
L.
call whatever religious
And this is
understanding you
why
want to
I'm
understand with that.
agnostic.
That's what the guided matrix designs.
Do you believe in evolution?
Everybody in... I don't... No. No, I don't believe in evolution. I mean... I don't believe we came from... evolving from a fish from the fucking sea. If we would have... alligators and sharks and all this shit would be walking, we'd be conspectively all aliens on a planet. Like in Star Trek. That's not a real possibility, in my opinion. Now, through this, what I just said, it created mass everything. It just gave life to the universe. Now we have the Matrix. It designed something. What it designed, the Big Bang. And it's a computing
What
simulated
about
thing.
apes?
Do you know, like, the goblet? That big black box? Now, think about Pandora's box. So, Pandora's box got opened by Pandora.
Dinosaurs are
Then
fake.
she put it back in a box and re-looked at it. Gave the programming consciousness. Let's say in 150 years in the future, we would have the
PLM
technology to do the same thing with
Discord
video
URL.
games. So this isn't impossible. The fact that we're allowed this is the Matrix opening and upgrading and downloading a bunch of free add-ons for people just willing to decide it.
Dinosaurs are real, they're evidence.
But constructively, we've came from that, and then theory in
Follow
line
my
and
Twitch.
plays that
URL stream
since we are in the
every morning.
glitch or matrix, there's glitches
Humans
within
knew
it.
about dinosaurs before
So that
technology.
meanings we have mass things and spiked events and all these things to make us believe all these different things that maybe it's programmed into. Maybe it's left unpatched because that's the way it is. Well, in this concept design, we are given opportunities, choices of reality because it made life. We're an organic matrix. We're not a computer simulated
One
matrix.
drop any gun,
The
one
game
drop
doesn't
full
end.
live,
None of
brick
this shit
metal, one
like this
dropal
happens.
rounds, two dropal guns,
I believe in
two run from
reincarnation.
enemy two,
Also,
three drop
So,
all mats.
throughout
5
civilization and
drop
other
entire
things and
L.
understanding, that energy
Imagine we're
concept
all
that
in
holds
VR
this
in the
body
future,
together,
and when we go
you know
to
what I
sleep
mean?
is when the
The
player
programming,
gets bored.
the consciousness that's coded into it, that's uniquely identifies that as me within this matrix. Within theory, if I wanted to reprogram it, and the fact that it's a matrix, we can make anything real. We have consciousness. We are technically all creative gods at that point. We all can procreate. And I hate to even put anything on anybody. I'm stating this now. A man and a woman can make a baby. That right there is procreation. That right there is concept of God. What people see. That's essentially what life already going around and humping each other. Procreation.
PLM Scrim's
So with that being a
Discord
main
URL.
derivative, that's expanding universal concepts of infinite AIs and player-made people. So the matrix that we see, it can be identified in conspects between spiritualism's real, religion's real, everything you think you know is wrong is real, and the complete opposite is real as well. Mass applied mathematics and all these things that help us disprove religion and everything is real and wrong and not real. That
Just got
also
Jump Force.
proves that
Be playing on
anything that we
YTC.
socially would want to contrast towards having an ideology towards is real or fake or the opposite, or it can mean nothing. Same with everything. The universe that is designed here gives us these opportunities, which allows us to have the freedom of expression that we contribute today. So if people massively understood these things and principles around them, we're not going to break the matrix or anything. It's unbreakable. It's organic. It's gonna go on forever. It's never gonna die. Now, if this is true, cancels out a lot of other things and doesn't cancel out anything at the same time. That proves reality around us. People don't want to prove that. Do you know why? There's going to be people that think, you know, that they can go and fly. They're gonna go jump off a house and die, break their legs. There are those people that have that sensation that they already feel like a complex because they have addictive psychologically
Follow my Twitch.
glitches within their
URL
brain.
stream every morning.
They're not going to allow this update. It has to take time to help this person get through glitches for this update. Now, this is reality we have in this real world today with a bunch of different things. At the same time, if I can understand this, that means Illuminati and all these dark, deep government programs are real. And they are fucking
PLM
bad.
Sprints
The
Discord
universe will
URL.
protect you in its own way. Doesn't mean you're guided in, like, the Force, necessarily. But think at Star Wars. The whole construction and concept. Between Tusken Raiders, all these races. That theory that I just said fits with that dialect. Perfect. Fits with Lord of the Rings. It fits with any big series designed irresistibly. Now that's the bare root principle of life, or AKA the code of the
One
universe.
drop any gun, one drop
You
full
can't
with
get that
brick
code
metal,
because
one
it's just
dropple
understanding.
rounds, two dropple guns,
That's
two
the
run
thing.
from enemy
Once
two,
people understand that,
three drop all
and then
mats,
grow, and we're like, okay,
five
let's go to
drop
space.
entire L.
Figure out space, whatever happens. Whatever happens after that, we'll gain consciousness for it. Yeah, maybe there are aliens and they're waiting for us to understand this. If you guys watch all these alien videos, have you watched these documentaries? Have you watched the old shit where they talk about this stuff? Theoretically, if aliens are real and all this stuff, they would have already killed us or enslaved us openly. They don't give a shit about manipulating us. Maybe there's some benevolent fucking aliens that are fucking just kicked out of their society like hobos, and now they come over here like kings. Because, yeah, we're looked at like fucking stupid, not even like apes are smarter than the scenario we would place ourselves with compared to them. You know, we're like an infant conscious idiot
So
that
with
wants to
mentally
understand our
challenged
own
people,
understandings instead
are
of
an error of
looking
coding in the
around
Matrix
us.
Or? No offense to anybody in this stream.
Yes, no, exactly. No, and I've worked in the medical. I've worked with handicapped. Yes, no. I understand. And when you give a certain feeling and energy, like of understanding, they get it. Do you know why those people get along with how you see those people walk with like 4 or 5 mentally handicapped people, and you see some of them, you feel like, oh no, they don't know how to handle themselves or something like that. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people that have never been in touch or know these situations or have somebody in their family or understood maybe would think that. Now, you think of the way that I just said, doesn't that make sense? If you went up to with understanding, they're happy. They can relate now because they couldn't
Now
before.
to answer one of the
Because they
world's
understand
greatest questions.
the error because of it. Blam. Now that's that's my belief. So every religion's real. At that basic point understanding, everything is a possibility. Like the famous people, mathematicians that have actually stood out. Never not stop questioning, because the moment you stop questioning, you have ignorance to the universe, and you're shown separately. I think that's Thomas Edison or Isaac Newton. Who said that? It's a real quote. That's essentially the wake up, the woke shit. These people that say they're woke aren't woke. I'm not woke. I just understand. There's a big difference. You can't truly understand until you mentally put yourself through everybody's shoes. It takes time. And I'm still understanding. You know what I mean? I'm not like the top. I'm not at the top. There is no top. It's like the Force. You know what I mean? Connor Evans, welcome back. Christopher is not answer one of the world's greatest questions. Which one is that? You must be typing it pretty big. Welcome back, everybody. How's everybody doing? But yeah, that's my perspective.
Theory, no human being is woke. What
Yeah, so in theory,
when we die?
we're all understanding. But we won't understand if we state these things and we state that we know everything, because you don't. Because you still have questions. So you still have questions you don't know. That's why you're understanding. And you're not higher than anybody. You're still lower than the people that don't understand, because we all aren't all understanding. You get me?
How long
What
have
happens
you
when we
had
die?
Cold War?
I've had Cold War for about like a week and a half now, I think. Right, chat? Correct me if I'm wrong. I know everybody got hyped when I got it. Shout out to Mr. Zachy Poo out there too. He got me it. Alright, so what I believe when we die is we go back to the first form. Maybe a different we go to a different dimension within this
on PC.
Within this organic matrix, because every principle and theory is real. Now, where you choose to go is decided upon you. The things you've dictated, good and bad, because good and bad are real. It's the Force. So think about it, how the Force guides the feeling. You know when you're alright. So let's imagine this.
Follow
so you're
my
sitting on a
Twitch.
couch. You were just outside all day. It was
URL
snowy.
stream every morning.
Now you're cold. Now you're getting super warm. Now you're warmy and fuzzy, and you have that hot cocoa. And you're just thinking you're happy, you just watch a movie, and you just look off and you're just thinking, that's you. This body isn't you. You can't freely escape that either. You can't kill yourself and just be gone. It doesn't work like that. It really doesn't. It's a punishment. I really do believe
Just
that.
got Jump Force. Be playing on YT soon.
That's why a lot of other religions
What
back
if
at the
we've
time take it
already
on.
died and made these decisions but just can't really remember it?
Because that's what we chose. Now, whoever runs these dimensions, it could be aliens. We would... Alright, so aliens, no. They're astral entities. These astral entities that control this next dimension. There's multiple different dimensions
PLM
within
Scripts
this
Discord
domain
URL.
already that are still here, but we will never see it. You can't get to this next dimension. That's what people don't understand. It's not a theory flaw. It's a possibility we can all collectively gain collective consciousness necessarily through understanding people, and we just go forward in a generation, and we can gain like superpowers or something. That's a real possibility. Anything further is
One
blown out
drop
of
any
proportion
gun,
ideas.
one drop full wood, brick metal, one dropel rounds, two dropel guns, two run from enemy 2. 3 drop all mats.
You go through
5 drop entire L.
Alright, here it is. Alright. So that warm feeling on the couch, that's you. So when you die, that feeling leaves your body. For those that are hardcore meditative masters, not I mean, I doubt
Hey,
there's any
stream
here.
elements, can you cool your beans, bucko?
I'm still not there yet. And I've meditating many years. So many I can't count. Like I said, since I was 14, I'm 25. 11. So, the universe is actually allowing me to say this right now. Usually, that's why, you know when you're forgetting something? Happens to people who start to understand. Or go through understanding. That's what I like to call it. Once you start to understand, and you get led to understanding, and it gets further, it repeats the process.
PLM
Find
Scrims
certain
Discord
things that
URL.
are doors closed in front
So
of you.
we're
You get to
like an
reflect.
element, dude. Holy crap.
Perspectively, yes, but we're energy. This is proven. So the energy within your brain leaves your body. Now that's you. That warm, soft feeling, that awareness, the consciousness, your heart, everything that's feeling comes from there. So we get sent
Follow my
into
Twitch.
space.
URL stream every
And
morning.
we get blasted like the Big Bang. We pop. And from wherever the center is, you get pulled to it. You get pulled to the center. And it's hard for words to describe.
1 drop any gun, 1 drop full wood, brick metal, 1 drop all rounds.
So when you get to the center, it's pulling you. You're not going. You don't have to get
3
lost.
3 drop all mats.
But at the one point, there's this
5 drop
void.
entire L.
You look over to your... You kind of just get pulled, like gravity. The more you pay awareness to it. Because you don't look, you're aware. You see everything in a 360 dimension at this point. You're not in this dimension of understanding. You're in a different dimension. So, then, that void, that's hell. What I would personify as what people figmentally would state hell.
Stream elements, I said, cool your damn beans, bucko. When are you gonna play ha-ha-ha?
Here in a minute, bro. Well, I gotta finish this because that's a great question. And I'm on this roll to where I don't give a shit in the stream stuff and not saying stuff. I don't care. I'm just being me. Super hardcore honest. You know what I mean?
PLM scrims Discord
that wasn't honest
URL.
enough. But, so, the more you look at that, you can actually stay there. And that's your form of hell. I recommend this movie for anybody that's having hard with this concept that I'm going to continue to state. And it's going to be done in a minute. No worries. Don't be sorry. What Dreams May Come with Robin Williamson. Robin Williamson, he killed himself because he understood the world how I did. And maybe more. Maybe in a different version because he was a celebrity. That's why he was so keen on making himself feel happy by making other people laugh. He understood the world in too big of a principled way, but there was never these places for this information that I'm stating to guide people in that manner. I would like to state that. But he's in this movie, What Dreams May Come. And that's basically, like, prospectively what I'm talking about. Minus a few of these things because they don't show it in the movie because people usually aren't allowed to state these things. And the fact that I've held on to this knowledge for so long, I literally feel like, honestly, some big YouTuber's going to come on, turn around and say this shit. It's going to piss me off. Because there's very specific amount of percentage people in the world, if they understood this, they're not in high power. And if they are, they're ruling the world. So it goes almost between like this Super Saiyan fight. Between like energy shit. It's a really weird concept.
Damn, it has been half an hour and this whole conversation started because I made a flat earth joke. Imagine if the time you die is when you fully understand the world. You do. You do. This is leading on to it. But before you understand anything like that, you understand your life and your death, and you look over your life and everything in events, everything designed to where you've seen your wrongs and your rights, PLM
and you look back through,
Discord
you realize
URL.
a bunch of shit, and you realize true happiness, compassion, pain, and everything. You're reprogrammed through human emotions and re-shown your life in front of you.
Like a butterfly effect.
Exactly. And yeah, I basically hit with similarities between the butterfly effect, but in a 360 perspective manner. And then after this 360 perspective manner, now this is the 360 consciousness, as I would like to call, that's floating through space. Well, now when you see this void, the more you see that, dude, I really can, but I don't know. I don't know.
1 drop any
we'll
gun,
see.
1 drop full wood,
maybe.
Brick metal, 1
I would take
rounds,
a lot of heat,
2 guns,
a lot
2
of heat from people.
2.
From talking about the stuff I would like to talk about in the interviews.
5
I would
drop
like to
entire
have,
L.
which would actually probably be really beneficial for the gaming community if that ever took off really big. That'd be cool. Maybe we'll do that actually. So when you see that void, you can actually get stuck there. Yada yada yada. When do you understand that that's there?
Just got
and you're not
force.
gonna punish yourself.
Be
You're not gonna allow yourself to go
soon.
there. You continue getting pulled back down to the center. Well, amongst that way,
that is an interesting theory,
you
but
go
have
through
you thought
this
about it being
perspective. What I'm stating, no, this is what I've led to. This is just my perspective. This is the concept I've led to from my own self-exploration since I was a child. I've always had a keen understanding to the world, and I've known things about things in my life that were going to happen that I thought I was crazy as a kid. Before I even knew what crazy meant. I seen my life. Anyways. It was like some chosen shit. Like, But there's mass amount of people, and it's not chosen. Maybe I was helped by different dimensions to guide others to that understanding as well, because collectively that's what this era should be about.
PLM Scrim's Discord URL.
Call it Plym's perspective? Yes, sir. But fucking, okay, so, not but fucking. So you're going through the rest of this, and then as you feel like you're approaching the middle of the universe, you see this helix.
So however your life goes.
And before you get to the end of the before you get to the end of the universe, like the middle of the universe where everything is, like I would feel like that's heaven. Every version.
I was really smart as a kid too. I knew to multiply 113 when I was in the 2nd grade. Humble brag.
Dude, I hate to even say it too. I
graduated
high school
morning.
with a 4.2 GPA, and I wanted to go to Harvard and stuff, but it was just never. I could never do that. Especially, having the foundation I had. It would have been really hard for my family. And if I didn't do anything with it, it would have ruined everybody's lives. Which is really fucked up for society to do. But anyway, when you're almost there, you get to this figure 8. You get to the universal
guns, 2 run from enemy 2. 3 drop all mets. 5
sucks
drop
you in.
Entire L.
You see almost like a psychedelic tunnel effect, and it's the geodesic coding
School is easy,
for
the
next decision that you're willing to do. Now, this place that you're in is going to show you your past lives if you've had any. You know how somebody said if you chose to remember? You do. You see when you choose to forget. You see if you ever wanted to remember. You see if you're a new person into this and you don't have an opportunity. Maybe you want to go back. You have freedom. You have freedom of will. Well, when you go through this infinity sign, just doing this. All these bright colors and all this stuff. It's only on the outside. You go inside and it's showing your life in that 360 perspective again, but in every past life. It could be from this. It could be none. It could show you different examples about perspective details that you decided before you had this experience that you wanted to come in to know this. Whether it's you wanted to have an experience to find love, to have an opportunity to see what it's about. Maybe you didn't have that.
You should start a podcast.
Example. It could be example from anybody. So, with that leading on, you see things, and then you're guided with the intuition to come back. But when you do, you can't remember everything. You can't remember all this stuff that you remembered in that place. As soon as you leave that little place, it's gone. You may have some keen understanding and some love for the universe.
I know I already said that. I just wanted to see how you would react if I said it twice.
That. Yeah, I probably will. Let's see. But yeah, that's basically my 2 big things on life. There you go. I threw Pandora's box at you. I hope I didn't hurt you guys' mind cherries, because people, when I share these things too, they get anxiety, and I've actually had people pass out and shit and like almost seize, and some people aren't supposed to know. So I'm sorry if people are getting anxiety. I'd like to tell you that now. We had about 8 people in here, and we had hella people leave when I was talking about some hardcore shit.
Say the N-word. What if you're a black guy simulated white?
I would be colorblind, which I'm not. Alright, so my homie never got on. Yeah, it's been 38 minutes. Alright, what gun loadout should we do? We were working on the stoner. Wait, we got the shotgun maxed.
PLM Scrim's Discord URL.
Oh yeah, mate. Oh, what? That's dumb. We need criticals. Wait, should we play some multiplayer? Yeah. Cause my homie Chris, let's see if he Snapchatted me, little bitch. Oh.
Zombies. 1 drop any gun, 1 drop full with brick metal, 1 dropal rounds, 2 dropal guns, 2 run from enemy 2. 3 drop all mats. 5 drop entire L. If you went to school in Iraq, your GPA would be like a 2.6.
See, but all right. The person I am, I just like learning.